Zilch left, 35 Wichita Macho
Dice
Toe.
right, F5.
Dice right numbers, 3 Jet Spielberg.
Ready? Right. All right, welcome back to the Pre-Snap Pressure Podcast. It's episode 14. Another great week of college football. Ryan, it was 4 teams in the top 10 that lost, right?
Should be.
Good Lord.
Let's take a look. We had
Miami,
Ole Miss,
LSU, and
Miami,
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. There we go.
Yeah, a lot of upsets this week. A lot of high-scoring offenses. We're gonna get to it in the top 5. There were just too many to fit in. I wanted to fit in all of them. Yeah, a lot of entertaining games going all the way back to Friday. We got a game back from Tuesday for some reason. Why are we playing football on Tuesday? I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna get into all that and more in this episode. Ryan, you're sounding much better this week.
A little bit better, you could say.
Yeah. If you didn't catch last episode, go watch it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm screaming.
We're sitting here arguing and you're sounding like this.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on. Move into the bottom 5. Honorable mention for the bottom 5 is Florida for the atrocious jerseys they were wearing when they beat Mississippi State. Because good God, with a team that has some pretty nice looking uniforms, that one is ugly.
Yeah, just didn't. I don't know. It was really just a helmet because everything else was like
The
just
jersey
normal
itself
Florida
was fine.
stuff.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's just gross, ugly.
Well, it's Florida's not too shy to wear ugly jerseys, if you understand what I'm referencing.
No, I got nothing.
Look at this. Look at the chat.
Yo, what is that?
I'll put a picture up on screen. Florida's not strangers to ugly jerseys. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, those are clean. Trust.
No, they're not. Those are hideous. All right, moving on to number 5 is who's number 5? Speaking of Florida, still Florida is their coach Billy Napier, who got fired for winning. As of a couple hours ago.
I don't understand. Like, what's the thought process behind that one?
They knew they were gonna fire him, win or lose, after this game.
No. I know, but like, what's the whole point of firing a guy win or lose? Why not fire him after the last week?
Because I think they wanted to wait till the bye week to give whoever would step up as interim.
Okay, that's smart.
To get acclimated, especially bye week going to play Georgia. I feel like would be just an easier transition than bye week, hard game. I don't know though.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would think you'd want to give the interim as much time as possible, but yeah.
I got that. That's fair.
We'll get into that a little bit later. Moving on to number 4 is Miami for all 4 of those picks Carson Beck threw. And that lost to Louisville. Candidate. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and eat my words on that.
Redact that statement.
Statement retracted. No Heisman candidate plays like that. I don't know why. I didn't expect this to happen at some point, considering I saw it multiple times last year when he was wearing red and black. So, finally caught up to him, throwing 4 picks in a loss to Louisville. Should have been 5. Had one called back for roughing the passer. So, just a bad game. I guess it speaks volumes to how good Miami could be if they're all dialed in, because he threw 4 picks. They still only lost by 3. So,
and he still, like, if you're not looking at the 4 picks, he still went 25 of 35 for 271.
Yeah, but he threw 4 picks.
Still a solid day.
Yeah, but he threw 4 picks.
He threw 4 picks, but if you're not, like, he had a horrible game, but if you're looking at completion percentage and yards, he did solid.
That's been
those are solid numbers.
That's been his issue. Is he? There's not a throw really. Well, I don't know how true this is with him coming off of elbow surgery. There's never been a throw that Carson Beck can't make. Sometimes he just makes the worst reads possible when trying to throw these tight window passes. I don't know. It's weird. It's, you'd imagine NFL level coaching can get that worked out, but yeah, it was a bad day for Carson Beck. Moving on, number 3 is Memphis, who was looking primed to fight all the way for a playoff spot, but they spent their one loss to UAB. That's real unfortunate, especially when you play South Florida this week, and that was your time to kind of solidify yourself as that leading group of conference school. Now it's all gone to crap.
Yeah, that was a really just ugly loss. The whole way through, they were kind of trailing most of the game. I mean, it was like a back and forth game, but they're kind of playing catch up for most of it, and it's just. I mean, that was that interim coach's first win was against Memphis.
Undefeated Memphis.
Uh, yeah, undefeated Memphis, who was 23 and a half point favorites.
Yikes.
It's just, I mean, ugly. It's a horrible loss, and now you're sitting behind three teams in your conference. Who the winner of that conference is probably getting the nod for the group of five
Especially with I'm pretty
playoff
sure
spot.
UNLV lost, didn't they? Yeah, they did. Oh, they got
Uh,
destroyed by Boise State.
and
Wow.
Memphis like barely beat them last week.
What?
No, UNLV. What?
UNLV got destroyed this week. Like they were undefeated going into this week. It was either whoever
Oh,
won the American or it was UNLV. UNLV got crapped on by Boise State.
oh yeah. Boise State sucks. We know that.
Yeah, but just there goes another team who was looking to get
Yeah.
that group of five playoff spot. So yeah, no, I think it's gonna come down to the winner of the American. Still riding high in USF.
I'm high on USF. I'm excited to see if Navy can keep it up because they were up there for a while last year, and then
they
was it the Notre Dame
It was
game?
Notre Dame that just fell apart.
Yeah. Ah,
All right. Moving on, number 2 is Florida State for making us think they were good just to go on and not win a conference game. Are they going to
yeah.
win one this year? We don't know, but they're 0-4 conference play. They're now down to 3-4 on the season, and man, they really had us fooled week 1, didn't they?
They had me fooled. It was a good win week 1. They had me fooled week 2 though. That 77-3 win because you win a big game against a big time team. Nice. You follow it up with a dominating performance.
Granted, it's
Okay, you
Texas
might be
A&M,
you might be legit,
but yeah,
but they've lost. I mean, it's crazy because they've only lost by a total of about 23 points in their 4 losses.
they've
It's
all
like
been one score games. Yeah,
yeah, all one score losses.
I don't know. Maybe they can turn around against Wake Forest this upcoming week. Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know,
if
Jim.
Castellanos is going to be ready for that one.
Yeah, he got beat up in that game against Stanford.
He got rocked.
All right, and number 1 for our bottom 5 of the week is random ugly football on a Tuesday. Who was it? Arkansas State and South Alabama.
Yeah, I was just scrolling through and I saw this. I mean, South Alabama's up 14-3 on a Tuesday night at home, and then all of a sudden, the Red Wolves of Arkansas State, here they come. A field goal, a touchdown, failed 2-point conversion, and then a 10-play, 60-yard drive in a minute and 50 seconds, and cap it off with a game-winning field goal to walk it off against South Alabama in the Sun Belt Conference. I mean, what? Why? First of all, why are we scheduling games on a Tuesday? Second of all, why are we like? I guess these are the games you schedule for Tuesday.
Yeah, I was just about to have the biggest eat your own words moment because I said if I had a nickel for every crazy fourth quarter comeback I've seen this week, I'd have 2 nickels. Really glad I didn't say that considering the Giants just scored a touchdown to go ahead with 31 seconds left.
Wow. That's still a crazy fourth quarter comeback. I don't care what you say.
Agreed. Absolutely. All right, back to college. We don't talk about the NFL here. All right, moving on to the top 5. Honorable mention to Zion Young, the Missouri edge rusher, only when Jackson Arnold is the opposing quarterback.
Dude,
I don't know what
if
it
you were
is.
watching that game, or if you haven't seen the clip already, Zion Young at the coin flip for overtime. Mizzou wins the coin flip, and he is talking the craziest, like, he is, let's go, let's
For the end of the field. You want to select defense, okay? Auburn, which end of the field do you want to go to? This end of the field. So you'll be on offense first. Swing around from this way, Auburn.
swearing. I mean, it's the craziest hot mic. we're gonna talk NFL real quick, but the Saints clip. Where
That's
it's like,
exactly
we
what
want the
I was
ball,
put.
F 'em.
We want that
And
ball F him, man. Who was it? Who was that?
and
That was
Zion Young has that, but it's like 100 times worse because he doesn't stop swearing,
He
and
walked
the
off
hot
before
mic
they.
just
He walked off before they shook hands. And that's how hype he
yeah.
was.
And then he gets what 2 sacks in overtime.
I think a sack and a tackle for loss, but yeah, he was all over the
Yeah,
place.
but yeah, I mean, you were listening at the Zion Young stats when he's played Jackson Arnold.
It's like 4 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, a forced fumble, and a touchdown as an edge rusher.
A walk-off touchdown, we could specify.
I don't think that
Make
counts.
it cooler.
I don't think that.
Make it cooler.
I don't think that counts as a walk-off touchdown though.
Go ahead touchdown, fine.
There you go, that one.
Go ahead, run in the top of the night.
There you go. That's exactly what it is. All right. Moving on, number 5 is Texas State at Marshall for just being a good game because we love football, don't we?
Yeah, dude, that's double overtime, 40-37. What's not to love about that one?
Not much.
I mean, also a fourth quarter comeback.
Yeah.
From Marshall.
There you go, man. I love watching Marshall. I love watching just these good games. Randomly have no affiliation to them.
I love
they're just there.
I love that we have one Sun Belt game in the bottom 5
And
then
another
the
one in
other
the
side
top
of the
5.
Sun Belt.
Another one in the top 5, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great parody.
Very, very good parody in the Sun Belt. Unfortunately, I don't think any of these teams are going to make the playoffs, unfortunately. The only team that kind of has a chance would be James Madison, but they need some things to go their way.
I mean, they're all beating each other up. That's fine.
Exactly.
I'm okay with that.
Speaking of James
It's a fun
Madison,
conference.
they're number 4 for dropping 63 on Old Dominion. This team beat an ACC team, by the way. By double digits, by the way.
So if JMU did this to Old Dominion, and Old Dominion absolutely ran through Virginia Tech.
Wait, hold up. Let me finish this. Hold up.
And Virginia Tech beat NC State.
There you go.
And NC State beat Virginia.
There you go. And Virginia beat Florida State.
And Virginia beat Florida State.
And Florida State beat Alabama. And
what would JMU do to Alabama?
Just imagine what JMU would do to Alabama. I like how we just decided to make that connection. It's official. JMU's better than everybody in the country except for Indiana and maybe and Ohio State. Yeah.
Put James Madison in the SEC.
I mean, they're better than Bama. They're better than Bama, and then by that logic, they're better than Georgia, and then by that logic, they're better than Ole Miss.
Right, they're just better than the entire SEC at that point.
Exactly. All right, moving on to number 3 is the Georgia punter Brett Thorson for not having to do a thing because the Georgia offense was just that good against Ole Miss. He didn't have to punt once. The only time Ole Miss came close to stopping that Georgia offense was when they made them kick 2 field goals, and one of them was going into halftime. Other than that, touchdowns all over the place.
So does this mean that Kirby could have been the offensive coordinator on that 2015 Alabama coaching staff?
Well, no, because I don't think Kirby calls offensive plays.
I mean, he doesn't. We know that, but look, he's the one approving of these guys. It means he likes the way they're calling that offense.
Yeah, it only shows up against Ole Miss, apparently, in the first quarter especially. I don't know. And Ole Miss offense shows up for 3 quarters. Exactly 3 quarters. You're not going to get anything else. I think they had, 9 yards in the fourth quarter?
Yeah. They had 1 fourth quarter yard through most of the fourth quarter.
Yikes. I don't know. I don't know what happened for them. They just kind of flipped the switch, but they flipped it the wrong way.
So Nick...
Mm-hmm.
Denver has the ball on the Giants 20.
How?
Down by 2. Down by 2.
How?
With 4 seconds. Anyways.
Hold on. No. This is... Wait. No, anyways. Time out, man. What?
What?
Live reactions, by the way. You can tell we filmed this at about 7:30 Eastern time on a Sunday. What?
What?
So am I gonna double eat my words for speaking too soon?
Yep.
I tried to stop myself from speaking too soon, and in turn, I spoke too soon. Is that?
It's good.
It's good. The Broncos won.
As long as there's no time left on the clock.
Good Lord, man. How do you?
Oh,
How do you blow 33 points in the fourth quarter? We're getting off tangent here. Live reaction to that, by the way.
Yeah, we're getting off topic.
Way off topic, but good Lord, man. 33 points in the fourth quarter. Whatever. Moving on to number 2 is Alabama in every aspect of the game for pretty much destroying Tennessee.
Yeah, I wasn't watching this one, but wow.
That offense is so good. It is so
that's the only way to describe it.
It's terrifying. To be fair, they still can't really run the ball. But they haven't needed to run the ball at all, actually. Ty Simpson has been amazing. Ryan Williams was great this game. The thing about that, they have so many guys that they can go to game in, game out. The first couple games, Jeremy Bernard was kind of the guy. And then there were times where Bernard wasn't having a good game. Williams would be having a game. And then it would, sometimes be Isaiah Horton. Latzir Brooks is, come onto the scene, has kind of been another tool for them to use. There's just so many weapons on that offense for Ty Simpson to pick through. And he is just so, precise at being a quarterback. He knows exactly what reads to make, and he makes them quick, really quick.
Yeah, no, he's a really good quarterback, and this is a really good Alabama team. And that defense, I mean, they gave up a lot of yards, but I mean, it's 9 points is what you gave to your team.
They ensue chaos. They might not be the best at just on paper, but they ensue a lot of chaos.
Yeah, again, you put 9 points on the board for your team. That's all you can do. Or that's plenty.
What a game, by the way, by Yonze Pierre. 3 sacks. Hello.
Yeah.
Speed rush.
And Xavier Brown with a 99-yard pick six right before the half.
Yeah, I saw that entire way.
Talk about shifting the game.
I saw that. I did see that, and the entire way he was running down, my mouth was just
jaw drop. I mean, from a potential 16-14 game at half to 23-7 at half.
Big swing.
It's huge.
Absolutely. Moving on, number 1 top team of the week, Vanderbilt. You're ranked in the top 10. Congratulations.
I think number 1. This is the highest they've been ranked in the playoff era.
Oh,
number 2.
What? No, hold on. Time out. This is the highest they've been ranked in 80 years.
Well, yeah, 80 years, but also in the playoff era.
Obviously.
Shut up. And then probably their biggest wins in program history there against LSU. Just the whole way. There were a couple times where it's LSU might win this. No. That Vanderbilt defense in the fourth quarter, beautiful.
For real. Yep. And besides Alabama, there really hasn't been anybody who at least can remotely try and stop their sweet baby boy Diego.
My sweet baby boy.
My sweet baby boy. College game day going to Nashville next week. Yeah, exactly. We'll talk more about that later. Moving on, talking points. As the season goes on, so does the debate between weirdos who are fans of conferences and not teams. Ryan, you're one of them. Big Ten SEC debate.
Absolutely one of them.
Toss your hat, buddy.
Okay. What?
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's not even the fact that I'm a fan for this conference. It's just I like thinking about who the best conference is, because that's always a big part of who makes the playoff is who's on your schedule. Who are you playing that was in the top 25, that was above 500, that wasn't just a scrub. So now you've got 2 conferences that have 3 teams in the top 6. And it's the Big Ten and the SEC. And they've been the best conferences, the 2 best conferences now, probably for last 10 years, 15 years, for as long as I can remember even. And I mean, yeah, the two teams that are in the top six or two of the three teams that are in the top six for the SEC are Alabama and Georgia. But you're looking at who Alabama has beaten. They've beaten Georgia, who's ranked number 5 right now. They've got a win over Vanderbilt. They've got a win over Tennessee. They've got a win over Mizzou. That loss against Florida State, yeah, sure, it was brutal. It was a road game. That's a tough environment. Florida State, obviously not as good anymore, but Alabama has absolutely responded in the perfect way. They have just week in, week out, dominated the teams they're supposed to dominate, beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and they're not losing. Now, on the other hand, you've got the Big Ten, who Indiana arguably looks like the best team in the country, and you go back to the 63-10 win. That is That is quite literally the craziest win I think I've ever seen. Just out of pure domination. Because what do you mean you beat a top 10 team by 53? That's insane.
I don't know.
That's nuts. And then you've got Ohio State, who's just kind of been coasting, haven't really done anything of note. And then Oregon's only loss is to Indiana by 10 points. That was a great game, by the way. So Texas A&M, another team that's just kind of been coasting. They played Arkansas a little bit too close.
They are just like one game their defense shows up, one game it doesn't. I don't know.
But that road win against Notre Dame is kind of what's been keeping them up there. That's a big time win when nobody thought they were going to get it. So it's starting to get interesting, and now you've got a lot of the bottom teams in the Big Ten that are starting to play well as well. You've got Northwestern, who's 3-1 in conference play and 5-2 overall, by the way. You've got UCLA, who's 3-1 in conference play. They were 0-3 heading into conference play.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Iowa, who's kind of doing Iowa things. You've got USC, who's been good. You've got Michigan, who's just kind of in and out of the rankings, but they've been, pretty solid. Minnesota. Sorry. They've been they've been doing some pretty good things. They're 5-0 at home, 0-2 on the road. So, not perfect, but everyone's been getting their big wins. Everyone's been getting, their interesting losses. And you've got the same thing in the SEC. The middle of the pack teams, Mizzou, Oklahoma, LSU, Tennessee have all looked pretty good. LSU, not so much. Vanderbilt and Ole Miss have looked great. Texas, I'm still confused at how they're 5-2, but they're there. So it's interesting to look. It's just one of those debates that's interesting to me, at least.
I said it earlier or whenever the last time we had this debate was, and I'm going to say it again this time. I feel like the Big Ten has the better as the two best teams in the country right now. But I think if you were to take a random SEC team and a random Big Ten team, odds are the SEC team would win. Like, okay, think about it like this: if we're going from conference standings, technically, let's see, 2 undefeateds: Ohio State, Indiana. You matched up them against whoever, Texas A&M, Alabama. I'm going to take the other two because they look better top to bottom. If you want to get really
I might take Alabama over Ohio State.
If you really want to get technical, currently Ohio State and Alabama are even at the rankings. That is to be decided because Alabama's just looks so good. But, until Ohio State shows that they're not the best, to me, they're the best in the country.
Right. I get that.
Georgia, Oregon. That game could be a toss-up. After that, I think is where you see Ole Miss currently is even in the Big Ten standings with Northwestern. I will take Ole Miss in that game. Texas over USC.
I don't know, man.
Texas over USC. I could see USC winning that game. No doubt. I could also see Texas winning that game. Missouri over Iowa.
That'd be a classic.
Missouri over Iowa. I would take Missouri.
Of course, Missouri and Iowa are in the same spot.
Oklahoma, Michigan. Gee, I wonder. It's almost like they played. Minnesota, Vanderbilt. Give me Vanderbilt.
Right.
LSU, UCLA. Give me LSU. Tennessee over Illinois.
With the way UCLA's playing right
now? They're 3-4. Illinois and Tennessee, I'm going to take Illinois. Florida, Nebraska. This one's interesting.
I'm taking Nebraska.
Those teams are just so inconsistent. I'll just say Nebraska.
They are. Yeah.
Carolina, Washington. I'll go Washington on that. Mississippi State and Maryland. I want to go Mississippi State on that. Michigan State, Arkansas. I want to go Arkansas. Penn State. I will take over. Auburn. I don't know.
I don't know if I'm taking Penn State over Auburn.
Both those teams look like hot doo doo, and then Rutgers and Kentucky. I personally would take Kentucky, and then there's two extra teams, the Big Ten, that they're 2-5, so I excluded them from the list.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Right.
I just feel like there's a gap in the Big Ten between the good teams and the bad teams, and I feel like there's a similar gap in the SEC, but I feel like that gap is a lot lower down than the top 3 teams.
And another thing about the SEC, well, last week in the Big Ten, you had Ohio State and Wisconsin play, and Ohio State shut them out.
Yeah.
In the SEC, if Texas A&M and Kentucky are playing, Kentucky could be in the game for better part of 3 quarters and end up losing the game 28 like 28-10, and honestly nobody would bat an eye because that's just something Kentucky does. They'll play you tough for a little bit, and then they went to overtime with Texas.
Absolutely. I 100% agree, but at the same time, that also kind of proves my point that I think out of the 2 conferences, Ohio State is probably the best team, but I feel like there's levels to playing Wisconsin and playing Kentucky. Or Arkansas.
I completely agree. I'm just saying the argument is slowly heating up. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah, the top teams are very competitive. The bottom teams, not so much quite yet. But once you get some of those top teams to be good, that's when some of those other teams can start stealing recruits. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how about instead of playing for the best team, you go beat the best team, and then you are the best team. You know what I'm saying? It only takes a little bit of time before you start seeing the play level get closer and closer and closer, and that's what we've seen in the SEC.
I guess I agree. I guess. All right, moving on because that kind of dragged on a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit longer.
Just a little bit. It's fine. I already retracted what I said last week about it being a 3-man Heisman race. I'm cemented in. It's a 2-man Heisman race. Trust me. Ty Simpson for Alabama, Fernando Mendoza of Indiana. Currently, these two look pretty much unstoppable.
Yeah. I'm personally, I was big on the Ty Simpson train last week. Fernando Mendoza had 4 incompletions and 4 touchdowns.
Oof. Yeah, it's pretty. That's a pretty
against
good
Michigan State, who's not great.
But that's still a pretty good day, ain't it?
That's a pretty nice day.
Yeah, and hold on. I may not get it too ahead of myself here. Ty Simpson had a good day as well. 19 of 29, 2 touchdowns, 253, no turnovers. He did what he was asked of him.
Yeah.
I think with all this discourse about these 2 quarterbacks, and it's pretty much been all quarterbacks, plus Ahmad Hardy, who didn't really
slowly falling out of the race.
Did not have a good game this past week, so he's going down. There's been somebody, I think, quietly doing what he does. And
can I guess?
Go ahead.
Does he happen to play in the SEC?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't?
I said with all this discourse about quarterback, this guy's getting forgotten about.
Is it a receiver?
Sure is.
Is he in the Big Ten?
Just might be.
Does he play on the #1 team in the country?
He just might.
Oh, Jeremiah Smith is low-key going off.
It might be Jeremiah Smith. I don't know. I just don't. At this point, I don't think he has. His numbers just aren't quite there what they need to be for a receiver to win. But
yeah,
every time I go look at Ohio State's line, and they've won a game that's they either were supposed to be close in and they just won it decisively. I look at the line, I go, wow. The other team just couldn't stop Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, and it's like Jeremiah Smith. Yeah, he's got a third of Julian Saint's passing yards,
Yeah.
but when you look at a receiver for Heisman, you also got to look at what the quarterback's doing. Julian Saint is quietly just having
He's also quietly been.
a sick freshman year
Yeah.
or first year at quarterback, sophomore season, I guess. He's got an 80% completion percentage.
That's
I
pretty
don't think
good.
I've ever seen anyone do that.
Granted,
That's like batting 400 in baseball.
it
It's just like
helps.
you don't see that.
It helps that um
Absolutely, it
it
helps
helps that
that
you're throwing to
Jeremiah
Jeremiah
Smith is
Smith
one of your receivers.
and Carnell Tate is
Um,
another one.
Carnell Tate is another one. You've also probably got the best offensive line in all of college football. He's only been sacked 3 times.
Hold on, timeout. Complete sidebar discussion. What do they feed their receivers at San Jose State? They got a guy leading the country in receiving. This is after they had the receiver with the most yards in the country last year. What do they feed these guys?
how many times a game are they throwing the ball?
Let's see.
That's what I want to know.
I want to see. Let's see.
21 times.
What?
Yeah, this guy is just running go routes.
It's running
Somebody
go.
watch film on it.
No, hold on.
Somebody watch film on
Hold on, time out.
Danny Scudero.
9 catches, 7 catches, 6 catches, 11 catches, 7, 10. They just only throw to this
Running
guy?
go routes.
He's just wide open every play. Good Lord,
He's
man.
running go routes. He's running go routes. He had a 72-yard touchdown.
4 touchdowns against Wyoming? Holy. Somebody looking at this guy.
Somebody stop this man.
Stop this guy, man. Good Lord.
Mekhi Lemon also having a nice year.
Yeah. I think, yeah. I love seeing just like I feel like we all recognize that, like, there's quarterbacks who are the best, there's receivers who are the best, but then you see these random guys, you're like, man, this guy's really good. Like,
He's pretty cool.
If I told you before the season that Mario Craver would be top 10 in receiving yards, you'd go, who's Mario Craver? And I'd tell you he was a freshman for Mississippi State last year, and you'd be like, oh, okay.
Great. Who's Bo Sparks for
Who
Texas
is
State?
Skylar Bell, bro? Like, come on, man.
Why does UConn have a top 5 receiver?
I love football, man.
Why does Oregon State have a top 11 receiver in Trent Walker?
Isn't Oregon State?
And they're 1-6.
Wait, they got to win? Oh, my God. 1-7. Finally, they got to win.
1-7.
Good Lord.
They are bowl ineligible.
We're losing the point. Very quickly.
We're losing the plot.
All right.
All right, coaches.
Billy Napier fired as of a couple hours ago. Ryan, who is next? I think me and you have the same guy in mind.
Okay, I was going to say Brian Kelly.
Oh, okay. No.
But,
say Brian Kelly, man.
Mike Norvell.
I saw
might be time to call it quits.
I forgot Mike Norvell. I saw something on Twitter earlier. It was like Florida and Florida State fans finally uniting to celebrate the firing of both their coaches mere minutes apart from each other. And it's just like a picture of just a bunch of fans celebrating.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of coaches that are really not meeting expectations this year. And, I mean, one more loss and Brian Kelly might just be fired that night because LSU needed to, even make the playoff.
Yeah.
Right? They
like
really just needed to make the playoff.
Well, here's his chance to redeem himself. He gets Texas A&M this week at home. Number 4 team in the country. Do something about it.
Number 3 team. And then he gets the number 4 team the next week.
Oh, they're up to 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those two, if you win those 2 games, you save your job.
Oh, yeah.
That is the only thing that can save your job right now. Because right now,
problem is, I think
LSU doesn't have a good win.
Problem is, I don't think they're saving. I don't think they're winning both those games.
I don't think they're winning either.
I mean, they loaded up on
They might
weapons.
get Texas A&M, but Alabama's a buzzsaw, and you're going into Tuscaloosa. You're not winning that.
Their offense loaded up on weapons in the offseason, and I just have no clue why it's been so uninspiring. It's just been pitiful to watch.
It's been awful.
At least I remember saying preseason that their receiver room was one of the best in the country, and
we were talking about it.
It hasn't looked like it at all. I don't.
And Garrett Nussmeier was a Heisman favorite.
Nope.
By the way, all of the Heisman favorites are having preseason Heisman favorites are having very mid or terrible years.
Oh yeah.
So. Curb hype.
Curb hype.
Hashtag curb hype.
Curb hype. Nussmeier's underwhelming. Arch is underwhelming. Drew Aller was underwhelming.
Aller.
Yeah, both those guys are hurt, but when they are playing, underwhelming.
They sucked.
Yeah, exactly. Who else was up there? I want to go look at that. Hold on, we have time.
Haynes King.
Haynes King's been playing good though. His team is undefeated.
His team is undefeated, but he's got some very underwhelming numbers.
Okay, mind you.
I mean,
they run the ball. He runs the ball.
They run the ball a lot.
He runs the ball.
He's a running quarterback. He's a running quarterback. You're right. He's a running back.
Mm-hmm. We do not tolerate Haynes King disrespect here.
Rocco backed.
Let's see. Timeout. Ready? You ready? You ready for this?
Listening.
Arch was the favorite, followed by Nussmeier, Klubnik, then Jeremiah Smith.
Mid.
What?
Okay.
Oh, okay. And then Julian Sand.
Yeah.
Julian Sand. Good. Drew Aller.
All right. He sucked before he got injured.
Lenore Sellers.
Trash.
Dante Moore.
He's pretty good.
He's nice. He's nice. DJ Lagway.
He's pretty good. Yikes.
Been underwhelming. Carson Beck.
Yikes.
Gunnar Stockton.
Stunner Glockton.
Sam Levitt.
Mm.
Ryan Williams.
Iffy. He's low-key, just been nowhere to be found.
No, he was their best receiver, but like low-key, sometimes he just disappears. Next guy's not even the starter for his team anymore. Next guy's Austin Simmons.
Brutal.
And then John Mateer.
Not as good anymore.
Yeah. Well, he also still probably only has one hand.
Yeah, he's still coming back from the injury, which it's an explanation, not an excuse.
Yeah, obviously. There's something else I want to see. Going into this season, who did people say was going to be the best running back in the country? Oh. Okay, never mind. He had a slow start, but he's been nice. Statement retracted.
Who?
Oh, he's been real nice. I didn't watch the USC game. Sorry. No, I didn't mean anything, Jeremiah Love. Sorry. 24 carries, 228 yards. What? Forget I said anything. Moving on.
Who's gonna carry the boats?
Forget I opened my mouth. I clearly did not watch enough football yesterday.
Yeah, this dude does not know ball.
Not at all. I was going to say he's been underwhelming, but holy, never mind. Good Lord.
Yeah.
St. Louis native. Interesting. All right. Moving on. Games of the week. What's this week? Week 8?
Ooh.
Week 9?
Week 9.
I've lost track at this point. Season's going by too fast. Please don't. Yeah, week 9. Starting off college game day. Chosen to go to Nashville, Tennessee for Vanderbilt hosting Missouri. Ryan.
This is going to be a test for the Tigers and Eli Drinkwitz. This is going to be
really.
For both teams. This is, I mean, Vanderbilt's coming off the win against LSU, which for the time being is a good win. But the Tigers, they don't really have a good win. Their one game against Alabama, they played them tough. Don't get me wrong. They just had some mistakes that cost them the game, some crucial mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And then the game against Auburn was, I'm going to say, as a Missouri fan, one of the most frustrating games to watch as a Missouri fan because everything was going wrong. There was
Mm-hmm.
nothing going right. And Vanderbilt, coming off their biggest win in program history, looks like a buzzsaw right now. And they're going to be at home. They're going to have the crowd behind them. Diego Pavia is going to feed off that energy. And they're going to feed off the fact that Mizzou did win last year against Vanderbilt in overtime
Yep.
in a year where Vanderbilt was not supposed to be good, but ended up being pretty solid. And now you take all the context into that. I think Vanderbilt right now, I think Clark Lee put it best. Vanderbilt is the closer team. They are the more connected team. Not only that, I think they're just playing like the better team. And I think if Mizzou gets off to a slow start like they normally do, I don't think it's going to be long before Vanderbilt just runs away with it because they've had trouble with good quarterbacks these last couple of weeks, and Diego Pavia is one of the best in the country right now, and Vanderbilt is primed primed to just make a statement win here, and I think the Commodores are going to do it.
Okay. I'm gonna hash out some of the points you made here. The Vanderbilt offense is humming currently. Absolutely no doubt about it. They're getting what they need. But the one falter they did have was against the only really. It was against a decent defense, yeah, but it's a defense that's shown to have flaws. I think Missouri is the best defense they're gonna face so far. Also, if you go back to their one loss, it was Alabama. What has Alabama not
Right.
been able to do this entire year offensively?
Run.
And guess what they did against Vandy, and Vandy only.
Ran.
I expect the first 5, maybe 6 plays from Missouri offensively to be runs. And if that gets them, and if they keep the ball after those 5, 6 plays, I'm going to take Missouri to win this game. And I think that's going to happen.
I could absolutely see that. If the Tigers can run the ball effectively, which they haven't been able to do the last couple of weeks, if they can run the ball effectively, it could be tough to stop them.
If I'm Missouri, I'm challenging their best with your best. You feel most confident in your front line and your linebackers, and while Vandy's got some nice guys at receivers, that's not the strength of their offense at all. It's definitely Diego Pavia and his ability to, create space, scramble, make running lanes when they're not there. If they can hold him to less than like 60 rushing yards, that's a good day.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Ole Miss, Oklahoma. Ole Miss coming off that loss against Georgia. They are now in desperation mode. Ole Miss, Oklahoma 2 weeks after that loss to Texas, with a bounce back win against South Carolina. Health about John Mateer still a little bit of a question mark. Ryan, who you got?
Yeah, it's going to be another one of those games where who's going to get thrown off their game first? Is the Ole Miss offense gonna run through that insane Oklahoma defense? Because if they get into a defensive battle, give me Oklahoma. But if they get into an offensive battle, I don't think John Mateer is going to be healthy enough to compete with that. Let me just see. It's going to be in Norman. I think that right now is going to be my deciding factor. That's a tough crowd to play against, and if Trinidad Chambliss is off kilter for the first couple of drives, I don't find Ole Miss finding any real momentum in that game. So I'm gonna go Oklahoma in a very low scoring game.
X factor for me for Oklahoma is going to be R. Mason Thomas. This past game against Georgia, when Chambliss had a clean pocket, when he didn't have pressure in his face, Georgia pretty much couldn't do anything about it. But that fourth quarter, they just got that little extra step. Just get the quarterback to hurry just a little bit and knock Chambliss off. I think R. Mason Thomas is going to have a field day and give me Oklahoma. Next game up, USF Memphis was going to be a bigger game if Memphis didn't blow their one loss to UAB. I still was going to pick USF even if Memphis won.
Yeah, USF, they are winning the games that they should be winning and winning some games that they shouldn't even be winning. And they absolutely destroyed UNT, who is another one of those top American teams who's still up there in the in the top 5 teams in the conference. It could make a late run at a conference championship spot. And then USF followed it up with another dominant win over Florida Atlantic. I just don't think Memphis is going to win this one because they lost to who at the time was one of the worst teams in the conference in UAB, and USF just continues to run through these lower level teams.
I am a Brown believer till the day I die. Give me the Bulls. BYU, Iowa State, after BYU shut both of us up after picking Utah, showing BYU is for real. They're for real. But now are they going to let their guard down just a little bit going to Iowa State?
Yeah, I don't see it. Iowa State is kind of reeling right now. They're 5-2 on the year, excuse me, and they really just haven't looked like the Iowa State team that we saw earlier in the year. I mean, they barely beat Kansas State, in Dublin, and before that Cincinnati loss, they looked like they were finally going to be that Iowa State team that we were expecting to see. And then they followed it up. They followed up their Cincinnati loss. You're thinking maybe they'll just get it right back. No, they followed it up with a loss in Colorado. But now they're coming back home. I don't think they're gonna get anything. BYU, I mean, that was a big time win against Utah.
Yeah, I'm going to go BYU as well, but I think it's going to be a very close game. When Iowa State has struggled, it's been on the road. Those 2 losses, both on the road, and they now come back home. But I think BYU is just flat out better. They're able to win in a hostile environment. Next game, Illinois-Washington. One of the only pretty even Big Ten matchups of the week. Both teams 5-2. Illinois back ranked. Washington coming off that pretty bad loss to Michigan when it was looking like Washington was a pretty solid team. I'm gonna go Washington here and in a little bit of a get back game.
Yeah, I don't like either of these teams this year. As phony as Mizzou is, I think these two are even more phony. Yeah, Illinois had a good win against USC on a walk-off field goal, sure, but 63-10, you shouldn't be allowed to be ranked for the rest of the year at all. I don't care if they were 11-1. You lose 63-10. I'll let you at 25. How about that? That's it. Because you lose by 53 points as a top 10 team. That is pitiful. That is sad. That is depressing. And then against Ohio State at home, they kind of threw up another dud. They're 5-2. Their 5 wins are just kind of eh. And then Washington is the exact same way. Their 5 wins are eh. Like they're nothing special. Like they beat Rutgers 38-19, but Rutgers got blown out 56-10 by Oregon this week. I want this game to end in a 3-0 Washington win because I want this game to be as ugly as possible, and I want Illinois to be unranked afterwards. So I'm picking Washington to win, but I'm probably not even tuning into that game.
I'm gonna go Washington win as well on just the back of pure heroics from Damon Williams Jr. This game is gonna be ugly. It's gonna be frustrating for both sides, it's going to have you scratching your head, but I feel like it's going to come down to the very end of the game, and Damon Williams is the guy to make the plays for Washington when they need him to. Last game set for this week, Texas A&M LSU. We just mentioned it a little bit. Do or die game for Brian Kelly at LSU. If he drops this game, I think he's out, personally. Texas A&M up to number 3, undefeated. Close, barely victory over Arkansas this past week by 3 points, where their defense just didn't show up. Ryan, who you got?
Yeah, it depends on which A&M defense is going to show up. I think LSU's defense is one of the better ones in the country. I think that's something to note. Like, they did build a championship defense. I can believe that.
Yeah.
Their offense is just, I mean, it's looking ugly. They're getting the deep ball going, which is good, but everything else is not working. Nothing else besides the deep ball, I feel like, is really working for LSU right now. And it really showed in that Vanderbilt game, because they had multiple, like, 40-plus yard plays, and then they couldn't finish off the drive. And they had to settle, or they had to go for it when they shouldn't have. And if the A&M defense that showed up against Arkansas shows up, I could see LSU winning this game. It's going to be in Baton Rouge. It's going to be tough to slow this crowd down. But if the Texas A&M defense that showed up against, I mean, Florida shows up, or Mississippi State, or Auburn, where they didn't give up, more than 2 touchdowns in any of those games, I think Texas A&M runs through LSU and gets out of Baton Rouge with an easy win. I could also see this game being another one of those 7 overtime games where you don't know who's gonna win. That's the kind of level where I see this game going. It's full. I feel like it just fully depends on which Texas A&M defense is going to show up, because I feel like the offense is gonna show up and show out no matter what. I feel like Marcel Reed is a really good quarterback. Mario Craver, great receiver. He's been doing great. He's got almost 700 yards on the year and 4 touchdowns, 35 yards. I mean, he's averaging, what is that? He's averaging 11 yards a catch. This team, I feel like Texas A&M should win this game, and I'm gonna go Texas A&M. I feel like that's just a cardinal sin for me, because I picked OU and Texas A&M today.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I picked against Mizzou.
That can't be. Yeah, you're not feeling good today, are you? Yeah. But I feel like both these defenses are countered perfectly by the opposing offense. Texas A&M has been susceptible to explosive plays. Meanwhile, the LSU defense, they haven't shown a lot of weakness, but they did show one this past week, and that was a quarterback who can run the football. I feel like if Marcel Reed can replicate the success Diego Pavia did, Texas A&M offense is going to be just fine against the LSU defense. It's the other side of the ball that worries me. That Texas A&M secondary, on paper, got a lot of good ball players. They just have to show up. But this is going to be a really hard game for Texas A&M. They haven't won at Baton Rouge since 1994. Do you know that?
No, I didn't, actually.
Well, now you do. Doesn't matter. I still think at the end, Texas A&M pulls it out, as long as their defense doesn't give up 50 points.
That's like the one factor.
Literally just do not give up 50 points. And I think your offense has got you.
Yeah.
Anyways, that'll do it for our Week 9 games. To another good week of college football. We'll see you same time next week, next Tuesday. Thank you for watching.